Good morning, yogis. Good morning, Joe. How are you? Beautiful, beautiful rainy day. I actually love rainy days for practicing yoga. It's such a great opportunity to just kind of go inward and really deeply feel the practice and get all cozy with the practice as well. So I have suggested if you have maybe 2 towels, if you have 2 blocks, that's great. And God morning to you, Anne. Good morning, I know you mean that. And so we're going to use those just to start this practice this morning. So if you need to grab them, then do. So yogis, as you arrive, I have a little setup here, placing a towel to have underneath your sacrum or that very kind of base of the spine. And then I placed 2 blocks because we're going to start in a pose, a shape called Baddha Konasana, reclined bound ankle pose. And so if you are here and you want to get going into that shape, literally that lower back is on a towel or 2, kind of creating a shape for a bolster if you don't have one. And then the knees are going to open wide with the soles of the feet together and rest maybe onto 2 additional towels or onto these blocks. So it's an opportunity to just begin your practice today by really letting go, really releasing. It's a very open pose. It's asking you to be very open and trusting in your heart, in your body. And so let's get going. Mm-hmm. So again, the shape this morning that we're going to begin in, I have a towel folded. You can have a towel or a bolster or maybe 2 towels folded. And just kind of getting your lower back onto the towel. I'm just going to call it a cushion. So you're a little bit elevated. I'm going to elevate myself a little bit more. It's at the base of the spine in the sacrum area, like a little kind of triangle at the base of your spine. And then let your knees open up. And I've placed these blocks there to support the knees so that I don't open up too quickly into the inner thighs and hips. And just kind of shimmy around. You'll know personally when it's right for you, finding that kind of lifted area of the sacrum. So shimmy around, find that. And then allow the palms to move away, the arms to move away from the body with the palms turning up. And just let that neck be long. And again, soles of the feet together. And just let yourself begin here. And as you begin, just let yourself pause into this body, into this earth, releasing the outside world. And just letting yourself go. Noticing the breath in your body and just bringing that mind down into this breath. Allowing yourself to feel and to connect, maybe the first time this week, right? And just let yourself calm. Inhales and exhales. Endlessly just releasing the muscles so that they can let go. The muscles of the mind, the muscles of the physical body. Good rainy morning. Just take your breath there. And just let that mind go, right? So as we pause here, you might notice thoughts that arise. Maybe judgment, right? Maybe negativity. Maybe stress. Maybe resistance to just coming right into stillness. Whatever it is, see if you can just gently, kindly, lovingly release yourself a little bit more over and over again. Breathing in, breathing out. Let the breath begin to fill up the corners of your body, coming into the shoulders, into the rib cage, into the hips. Feel the breath into the back of the body, the shoulder blades, the lower back, down the legs to the feet. And then finding that pranayama of Ujjayi, that breath, there's a slight narrowing into the back of the throat, creating a vibration of the vocal cords. Kind of like you're fogging up a mirror or a pane of glass, but your lips remain closed as the breath comes in and out through the nose. And with this breath, there's a beautiful sound that comes. As yogis describe it as the ocean waves as they flow in and flow out. Let there be rhythm. Search for that rhythm over and over again. Follow your breath, just dropping into your body today, this beautiful rainy Saturday, this perfect day for morning yoga. Taking a few more rounds here. This pranayama of Ujjayi, calming the nervous system and focusing the mind and warming our bodies, warming our blood. Two more breaths, just follow the inhale, follow the exhale. And then see if you can stay with that breath throughout your practice. I'll gently remind you now and again. We're just going to take these hands to the outer edges of the thighs and then bring them together. Soles of the feet are going to come onto the earth now. And we're going to take these feet and we're going to walk them a little bit wider to, say, the edges, the long edges of your mat. And then bring the knees somewhat together now. Again, depending on your hips, it might not feel okay, so don't force them together. Just knees together, feet wide or somewhere around there. And you might shift that lower back, lifting it up and then bringing it back down. This opens up those sacrums, that right and left side of the body, that lower back. And just pause here, revisiting the breath. Noticing that shift from an open leg to a closed leg. Relax, just let the breath guide you today as we peacefully kind of plant a seed for this day, this calming seed. One more breath here. Beautiful. And then just slowly, you're going to take these knees and draw them into your chest. So giving them a hug in, you can stay on that stack of cushion, whether it be a towel, a bolster, and just shift a little bit. Actually, with that underneath your sacrum and the knees drawing in, it's a little bit more easy, a little bit more gentle. Get that nice stretch into the lower back. Let that lower back kind of lift up. It's helped by the support. And just rock a little bit side to side. And then place the hands onto the knees, kind of cupping those knees. You're going to just slightly push the knees away, core, belly draws in, and then open the knees a little bit wider, and then draw them back in. And again, slightly push them away, and then circling as you open them and draw them back in. That's our movement, just opening as you push them away and then opening as you draw them back in. And two more. Nice fluid movement, nice and connected. One more. And then switch, taking it the other direction. Nice circles. Good. Two more rounds. Just notice as you switch direction how it feels. Perfect. Knees draw back into the chest. We're going to open them a little bit wider now. And as you do, kind of wrapping the knees around the rib cage, you might find that the toes touch a little bit. And find the belly button drawing to the spine and the spine down into the support, that earth. Neck is long. Breathing here. Take a few breaths. Notice as you pause the sensations that come. Good. One more breath here. Nice length into the spine. Perfect. And then as you softly release, we're going to slide these soles of the feet back down onto the earth. Lift the belly button in and up and just slide those supports out from underneath your lower back. Good. Bring the feet wide again, so to the edges of your mat. And then begin to take these knees any direction. I'm going to take mine over to the left just so you can see. You might take yours over to the right to start. Doesn't matter. And just as you do, feel the openness of that top hip. Should feel good. Take your time to kind of nuzzle around, massage into that shape. Notice it in your body, right? So the front of the hip, the front of that quad, and then that nice kind of twist, soft twist into the heart. You might take those arms out to a T and bring some space into the shoulder blades as well. Breathing in and out. Should feel good. Just let your body relax here. Slightly restorative poses or yin poses, just taking them, finding them, and releasing into them today. Practicing love, practicing kindness. Find your breath and just breathe into this space today of peace. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Beautiful. And let that core help you as you bring these knees back up, keeping the feet wide, and you might shimmy that spine a little bit back to neutral. And then take the knees the opposite direction. Feet stay wide again. And the knees drape over, opposite direction, and that top hip, you'll just notice that's where the space comes into, that hip flexor, that quad. The arms might come out to a T. Yeah, just settle there. You might shift the feet wider. I like to have mine pretty wide. Feels good into the hip. Let the heart open. Let the neck be long. Notice where you can release on each breath. Inhales and exhales, endlessly releasing you. There's that gentle twist up the spine. The heart opens. Gaze might be over those fingertips, the opposite direction of the legs. 2 more breaths here. Just let these poses be sweet. 1 more breath. Beautiful. And then using that core a little bit, bring these knees back up. You can walk the feet back onto the mat if they were off. And we're going to take, excuse me, this right knee, and we're going to draw it into our chest. You might wrap the hands around the shin or behind the knee, whatever feels right to you. And just breathe there. Get that nice length into the back of the spine. And draw this thigh in towards your rib cage a little bit more, getting some nice compression into the hip socket. And you might make some deep, small movements there, just kind of massaging that socket a little bit. Perfect. Good. And then from here, we're going to take this right leg, we're going to extend it long. Hands can slide behind that thigh. And again, just keep that spine long, hips onto the earth, and begin to circle one direction with that foot. At that ankle, again, it should feel good, these movements. You might notice a couple of clicks here and there. That's all good. And then switch, taking that ankle the opposite direction. Good. And then from here, we're just going to take and flex that foot a little bit. So let the belly button draw to spine, and that spine down into the earth, that lower back. And then as you push through the heel, you'll just notice some nice energy, a stretch up the back of the leg, but also, that support of the lower back as you push through. And then from here, take a nice inhale, bend that right knee a little bit. And with the exhale, re-extend it to the sky. Belly to spine, spine to the earth, heel to the sky. And again, 2 more like that, bending that knee a little bit. Drawing the belly in and push through that heel. Neck is long. 1 more like that. Bending, getting some stretch, but also some muscle engagement. Exhale as you push up to the sky. From here, we're going to take this left leg and we're going to extend it long. So both legs are long, and this right leg does not need to be straight, so try not to force it, but still there's some nice positive energy and effort. Take another breath. And then slow, bend this right knee back into your chest. Give it a hug, should feel good. That left leg long. We're going to take this right knee across our bodies. And as we do, that left hand can guide it. And that right hand, it might open out to a T or it might come into a cactus arm. Whatever it is for you, just pause. It doesn't need to be big, doesn't need to be pushy, right? The outer edge of that right hip, through that spine, that waist, and then opening into that chest. Take your breath. Good. Breathing in, breathing out, noticing where this goes in your body, how it feels in your body. Good. One more breath here. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to bring this knee back through to center. We're going to take and open up this knee to the right, and that right palm is kind of supporting it so it doesn't flop open, kind of like we used those props before when we started the practice. I like to bring my right elbow down onto the earth and let that knee rest into it. So I'm going to just show you on this side. So it's kind of like a little kickstand as you breathe into the inner hip. Take your breath there. If it feels okay, you can always open it right up. But I usually am pretty tight, especially on a damp, rainy Saturday morning. So I'm just going to support it as we take these breaths. Good. 2 more breaths there. See where you can release and relax. 1 more breath. Beautiful. And then from here, taking this right knee back through to center, left hand to the outside of it, belly draws in as you take it across your body slightly. And again, that right arm might come to a cactus or out to a T, maybe a little bit more depth there, maybe a little bit more space. Again, don't judge it. You can also slide something under that knee if that feels better to you. Make it about your body today as we come together to practice. Should feel really nice, not forceful. Good. 1 more breath here. And then ever so slowly, we're going to come back through to center. Take your time to release. And then let this right knee open back up into that right palm. And again, you might rest that arm onto the earth, making a little kickstand at the elbow. And just let this knee open up. Breathing in and out. Just 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. And then slowly bring this knee back through to center, drawing it into your chest. And now we're going to take that left foot, bring it down onto the earth, knee is bent, and cross this right ankle over that knee. So you're going to feel that hip opening up. I like to take my hand of that bent knee and just kind of draw it from the hip crease up that inner thigh to the knee. And just allow there to be evenness of the lower back down into the earth. Let the heart open. And just pause there, this opening up of the hip, connecting to the lower back. You can stay here, or you might slip the hands behind that left thigh, drawing these knees in, this number 4. Or again, another option, place a prop underneath that left foot and draw them in with that support. Always these options. Honor, again, your body, what feels right to it. And just let yourself go here. The shoulders, the neck, the hips. Find your breath and just endlessly follow that pranayama, the ujjayi, with the vibration, with the sound, and with that warming effect on the blood. Two more breaths here. One more breath. And then slowly bring that left foot back down to the earth if it's lifted. Yeah, and then bringing that right foot back down to the earth. And just gently rocking the knees side to side. Really nice. Good. And then from here, we're going to draw that left knee into our chest. And again, hands might wrap around the shin or behind the knee, whatever feels right to you. And as you do, just allow, again, that spine to be long so it's not lifting off the earth. There's kind of that lower back drawing down into the earth. And get that nice compression into that left hip socket, maybe a little bit of nice massage right there. Yeah, that feels good. Good. And then from here, we're going to take this left leg and we're just slowly going to extend it long. The hands can stay behind that thigh now. And this is my tight side right through my hamstring, much tighter than the other side. So just kind of taking the time for you to notice about your body, different elements, and try not to be forceful, but really that kind, loving place of your body. And then begin to circle that ankle one direction. And then circle the other direction, maybe a couple of clicks and clunks, that's okay. No pain, just kind of moving around, getting some circulation, some lubrication of the joints. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to take and flex the foot a little bit. So as you flex the foot, that heel kind of pushes up towards the sky. The belly button draws to the spine and the spine down to the earth. Can you relax that space, the shoulders and the neck as well? Just feel that activity. One more breath here, staying long, slightly engaged. Beautiful. Next inhale. Bend this left knee a little bit. And with the exhale, re-extend. Kind of again, belly button to spine, spine to the earth. A little activity in this stretch. Inhale, bend. And exhale, extend. And again, bending that knee. And that exhale, extending, pushing to the sky. Should feel good, energizing, open. Bend this left knee back in. Good. And one more. Extend it here, keeping it extended as you take that right leg long. And just pause there for a moment. Feel that right hip opening, the muscles of the back dropping to the earth. One more breath. Beautiful. And then slowly draw this left knee into your chest, giving it a nice little hug there. Perfect. Feel the space, front right hip. And then we're going to take this left knee across our body, letting it be guided by that right hand. Slow, doesn't need to be big. Remember, you can always place a prop underneath this left knee. Take your time. That left arm might open out to a T or come into a cactus arm. Just breathe there. Slight little movement to allow that hip, lower back to open. And then settle, quieting the body, quieting the mind. And feel that space, that nice twist up the spine to the waist and then into the shoulders. Two more breaths. Just let the muscles relax here. That's why we're pausing. Again, this slight restorative or yin practice, since we're not using a whole bunch of props, more yin. Good. Feels nice stretch into that glute, lower back. And then ever so slowly, as you release, coming back through center, you're going to use that left hand to let that outer left knee rest into it, and then just open it to the side. And again, I like to bring my elbow down. You can even kind of wrap around that knee. Nice openness into the left inner hip and thigh. And breathing there. Pausing there. Takes a few breaths just to settle yourself. Good. Two more breaths. And we'll revisit. One more breath. Beautiful. And then helping this knee, this leg come back through. We're going to, one more time, bring it through center. Take it across our body. Taking that supine twist, a nice little twist kind of at the navel, to the ribs, to the heart. Feels really good to me, right across that outer hip, into the glute, up into the shoulders. Breathing in, breathing out. Nice smoothness of the breath, that vibration, that sound, keeping you here, keeping you focused, keeping you at ease. One more breath here. Beautiful. And then one more time, slowly bring this knee back through center. And just letting that outer knee kind of rest into that left hand. Making that little kickstand as you open up this hip. Breathing in. Breathing out. Two more breaths here. One more breath. Beautiful. And then as you bring this knee back through, drawing it into your chest, giving it that hug, we're going to slide this right foot, sole of the foot onto the earth to start. Knee bends. Left ankle comes over that right knee. And again, I like to take my hand and just kind of run it from the hip crease up the inner thigh to the knee and just pause there. Breathing in and out. Noticing that that right hip wants to roll up. Bring it back down onto the earth. And same thing. You can stay here. You can place a block under that right foot or a prop. Or you can slide the hands behind that right knee, thigh, and draw it in. Letting that left knee kind of move away from your body as you open it up. Where can you relax? The neck, the shoulders. Beautiful. A few more breaths. Ujjayi pranayama. Good. One more breath here. Ever so slowly, as you release, bringing that right foot down to the earth, letting that left foot follow, and just rocking the knees side to side slightly. Nice balancing, releasing. Perfect. Good. From here, we're going to keep these feet underneath the knees, that long spine as well. We're going to place the palms down alongside our bodies. And we're going to begin to just peel our lower back off the earth a little bit. Doesn't need to be huge. Again, make it about you. And as you do, just feel the front of the body lifting up. So you might find you get a little bit higher here. That's fine as well. Keep lifting the belly button in, creating space into the front of the hips. And trying not to let those knees splay out to the side, but keeping them a little more contained here. Take a breath, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Again, getting the muscles of the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads, letting them lift and help you, but not forcefully. 2 more breaths, just stay with it. 1 more breath. And then ever so slowly, kind of tuck the tail a little bit more. Let the belly button draw the spine as you roll yourself down. Should feel good to arrive there. Yes. Perfect. And then from here, we're going to take these knees and we're going to just roll them over to the side. And this is going to help us come up. So as you roll to the side, you're going to slowly lift up and find a seated position. First seated position, feel a little lightheaded maybe. And we're going to take, you can always sit up again. Remember these props, this towel, you can sit up onto that. And we're going to take and bring the soles of the feet together into that bound ankle pose. Again, really working on the inner, outer hips today. The hip flexors. So as you sit tall, you might rock the sit bones a little bit side to side. You might have the hands onto those ankles or shins. Take a breath and inhale. And then exhale, relaxing the shoulders. Good. And again. And that exhale. Take another inhale. You might slide the hands down. I like to take a kind of yogi toe lock here. And it gets a little bit more length for me in my spine. And then with the next exhale, just begin to fold forward. Elbows might find those inner calves or not. And just begin to rock very slowly side to side, just massaging that lower back, massaging those outer hips. And if it feels right to you, you can always bring the hands down onto the earth. Make sure you're lifting long in the spine, so a little help from that core, or just keep your hands wrapping around the feet. It's up to you. Rock a little side to side. Really nice. And then lift the belly button in and up. We're going to roll ourselves up. And from here, we're going to take this right leg long, and this left foot comes to the inside of that thigh. And I'm going to bring a block. You can bring something underneath that knee if you like, again, so that it doesn't just kind of feel stressed by being open. We're going to take and just turn our torso a little bit more over that right leg. And we're going to take this left arm, reaching it long. And as you do, feel the belly button drawing in. And then take this left arm across that right leg a little bit. Palm can stay turning out, or you might turn it in, whatever's right for you. And this right hand, I just like to kind of bring it down alongside me and push into the fingertips to get a little bit more extra length in the spine. Take a breath there, inhale. And then exhale, there's just a little bit of a twist as you reach over this right leg. Let the head go, but then notice a nice stretch coming into that left hip, lower back, waist. Healthy, not forceful. And making sure you're not locking behind that right knee so that all of the stretch is in the leg. Find some balance here. Lift the quad muscle so that you're not stressing that knee. Feel your breath. Each breath, maybe it takes you a little deeper, a little bit more release, mental, physical, muscular. Two more breaths here. One more breath. Ever so slowly, as we come up, I want you to engage the core. Lift the pelvic floor to come up. Really nice. Good. And then from here, we're going to take this left knee. We're going to bring the sole of the foot on the earth as that knee comes in, right? So there's some options here. You can keep the knee to the outer edge, that foot to the outer edge of that right leg. You can cross it over. You can also take this bottom leg and wrap it underneath. All of those are available. Make sure that that hip on that left side drops down if you've crossed that bottom leg. I'm going to take mine and go to the midpoint. Sit nice and tall here again. As you sit tall, let the spine be long, shoulders melt. We're going to take now this right arm, reach it up to the sky, and then take and wrap it to the outside of that leg or hand to the outside of that knee. If you want more depth, you can hook the elbow. And that left arm's going to reach behind. Grow tall on an inhale, and then with that exhale, taking that twist, opening the heart, belly button draws in. Again, feeling that nice stretch, very subtle, outer hip, belly button draws in, chest opens. Two more breaths here. One more breath. Good. And wherever you are, we're going to release through center, nice and slow, and we're going to take and bring both hands down onto the earth along the outer edge of that right leg. Take a breath here, inhale, and then just allow yourself to kind of almost round in a little bit of a counter twist here. Take your breath for one. Perfect. And then ever so slowly, we're going to roll back up. Good. And we're going to go back, facing our chest forward and uncross, unravel if you have both legs wrapped up, and find the legs long and just take a nice kind of pause here. Perfect. Nice. Place the hands down onto the earth, fingertips facing forward. We're just going to lean back a little bit. Point the toes, lift the chest ever so slightly. Shoulders roll down the back of the body, belly button draws in. Just a nice stretch. Beautiful. And then just let that chin drop in, shoulders roll forward slightly. If you like, you can always flex the feet. Take your breath for two. And one. Beautiful, lifting back up. And from here, coming to the other side. So we're going to keep that left leg long and bring that right foot to the inside of that leg. And you might place a prop underneath it. Up to you. Rock the sit bones. To me, always getting that space into that foundation, right? This seat right now. Taking this right arm, reach it up to the sky. Get that nice length into the waist. And then begin to take it across your body, across that left leg. Notice if you're collapsing behind the knee. See if you can lift the quad a little bit, get a little bit more reach. And then that hand either palm out or palm turning in. And this left hand for me, I like to kind of get a little more reaching out of the fingertips to send my spine forward. And then let your head go here. A little bit of that twist. Breathing in, breathing out. That ocean's breath, that Ujjayi pranayama, keeping you calm. Good. One more breath here. And then lifting the belly button ever so slowly, coming out of this pose. So important to take our time. Coming back to that neutral spine. We're going to bring this right foot, options here, those three options. The foot on the earth to the inside of that left leg. It can go to the outside as well. Or take that bottom leg and wrap it underneath. So up to you. If you're wrapping it, make sure that you can kind of get some balance into those hips. You may need some blankets underneath if you really want to take this pose. So just explore it. I'm going to take that leg long again, reestablish the sit bones evenly, and then take this left arm up to the sky, lifting through the waist. And then options here again. You might wrap the arm quite deeply. You might take the palm to the outside of the knee, or you might hook the elbow. Up to you. Right arm reaches behind as you grow along, and then begin to take this twist as you draw that right knee into the twist, right? Into the chest. Shoulders melt. And breathing in. And breathing out. Good. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then ever so slowly on the release, we're going to come through, taking the hands to the outer edge of that left leg. Take a nice inhale, and then just let that head release a little bit for 2 breaths, a counter twist. Beautiful. Lift the belly button in and up, and then we come back out of this, and taking that right leg long, so both legs are long again. Bringing the palms behind us. And then again, just you might point the toes, lift the chest. You can also flex. Just kind of feel where it is in your body and what your body tells you it kind of feels good about. I like to point as I lift. And then as we all go tuck our chin, you might keep the toes pointed, or you might flex a little bit. For me, the flexion takes it up the outer edges of my vertebrae a little bit, which feels good. Good. And another breath. Perfect. And then from here, we're going to lift up. And we're going to move to hands and knees, tabletop position. So as we do, just find your way, knees underneath the hips. You might have your blocks, your props available. And hands underneath the shoulders. And just allow the hips gently to rock a little bit side to side here. Feeling nice into the waist. Good. And then coming back, nice neutral spine. We're going to take an inhale, move into cow, and you're welcome to curl the toes or not here. To me, it feels really nice in the spine. The curled toes kind of get some action into the legs. And then release the toes around your spine to the sky. Hollowing out, bringing that belly button to the spine. And spine up to the clouds. A little bit of movement here. And then we're going to move with 1 breath. Inhaling back to that cow, maybe curling the toes under. Releasing the toes as you exhale back into that cat. 2 more rounds. Inhaling as you lift your heart, curl your toes. And exhale, rounding into that cat. 1 more. Inhale as you curl your toes, lift your heart. And then exhale as you round back into that cat. Beautiful, coming nice and long with the spine. We're going to take this right leg, bring it out behind us, and just massage back and forth slow as you stretch the calf, stretch that leg. Good, nice. And then from here, we're going to take this right leg, we're going to cross it over the left, and then lengthen your spine and take a little gaze over that left shoulder towards the left toes. Big stretch into the right hips, right rib cage. And you can always massage, kind of heel to crown of head if that feels good to you. Good. 1 more breath here. Perfect. And then slowly, we're going to lift that right leg up. We're going to bring the toes back down. And we're going to take this left leg a little bit out to a kickstand. And that right heel comes down. We're just going to lift for a moment into this nice side plank. Knee down, heart open. And you might take that top arm long, getting that nice stretch into the waist. Breathing here. 1 more breath. Beautiful. And then as we release down, hands come back down, knee follows. Yeah, and we're going to just lift to that cow pose. Just once here. And then round into that cat pose. Back to that neutral spine, taking that left leg long, curling the toes under. And a nice little massage here, just back and forth, crown to heel. Should feel good. Good. And then from here, we're going to lift this left leg up, cross the toes over the right. Take and grow long in the spine, and then take a little gaze over the right shoulder towards those toes, breathing into that hip. Nothing forceful, just feel that nice stretch into that left hip, rib cage. Beautiful, 1 more breath here. And then as we release, that left leg lifts, my back's going to be to you. We're going to take and bring that left foot down onto the earth. Take a right leg, a little bit of a kickstand. The right hand shifts underneath you. And just slow, find your way as you lift up into this nice side plank. And if you like, take that top arm long, getting that extra stretch into the waist. Breathing in and out, gaze might be up, 1 more breath. And then ever so slowly, bring the hand down, bring the knee down. You're going to lift into that cow. And this time you're going to melt, release the toes, and slide into that child's pose. Take your time as you begin to elongate that spine. In this first child's pose, maybe your knees come a little bit wider as you settle in. And just take a few breaths here. Let your body release. As you breathe, let the hips release, let the spine open up. And then take these arms, just wrap them around alongside your body. Again, only if it feels right to you. Your forehead might rest down onto the earth, and just really let these shoulders go. Also a nice stretch through the lower back, mid-back, up into those shoulders. Find that pranayama here. Listen to it for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And ever so slowly, hands come back down onto the earth. We're going to walk back out. And just 1 more little movement here, and it is an option to come into your downward facing dog. This is our last pose before we come down onto our back. So if you'd rather not take a downward dog, just come laying on your back, knees bent, soles of the feet onto the earth. If you'd like to take a little bit of a downward dog, just let the feet be a little bit wider here, and just find some nice movement. Rocking the hips slightly side to side. Nice little inversion as the blood flows through our bodies. Pushing through the hands, letting the neck relax. 2 more breaths if you're in the dog. 1 more breath. Beautiful, letting the knees come down onto the earth. And just finding that kind of stack of cushions. Right? We're going to just lay down onto our backs. Keep those cushions close by. Nice. Feels good. Nice movement today. And then from here, I'm going to encourage you, you do not have to lift your hips up, slide that stack of towels or pillows, or if you have a bolster at home, underneath that sacrum area, again, the base of the spine, that little kind of baseball diamond shape there. And just let yourself relax here. And breathe. Knees are bent, feet onto the earth. Beautiful. And then if it feels okay, take these knees, draw them into your chest. Get that nice stretch of the lower back. The help of the bolsters underneath you or the cushion underneath you. And then extend these legs long. Now here you can always place the hands behind those legs just to guide them. With the prop underneath your lower back, your sacrum actually should feel a little bit more accessible. And just let yourself go here for a few breaths. Notice you can just kind of melt into your body here. This inversion as the blood flows from the feet down the legs, back into your heart. Two more breaths, just let yourself go. You can stay there longer if that feels right. You can even take and bring the legs up a wall and stay there longer, taking your Shavasana there. So lovely. So whatever feels right. Or come with me, bringing the soles of the feet down onto the earth. And you might slide that prop out from underneath your sacrum. Extending the legs long to the far corners of the mat, letting the legs open up a little bit. Arms moving away from the body. Palms might turn up in that beautiful gesture of receiving. Take a nice inhale here. Soft exhale out to the mouth as you just let everything go. Just let yourself melt into your mat, down into the earth. Endlessly releasing. beautiful day, this rainy day yoga practice, setting kindness into our hearts. Planting a seed for just positive thinking. And we can stay here longer. You might just bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet onto the earth. Rock the knees a little bit. You can also stretch the arms over your head. And rolling yourself over to your side into that fetal position. And finding that thanks, finding that gratitude. And then ever so slowly just begin to lift yourself up, finding your seat. Just notice how your body feels. Maybe calm, maybe peaceful, maybe balanced and open, energized. And bring these palms to your heart center. And bowing in to your heart. Taking an inhale as you lift your head. Exhale out through your mouth. And inhale for Om. Peace, 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 yogis. Namaste. Beautiful. Thank you so much, yogis. Lovely practice. I slide forward. Thank you for showing up for yourself. I hope you have a beautiful day. And just if you're still there, there is no 10:30 class tomorrow. There's no classes tomorrow. I'm actually trying to get my internet fixed, so I won't be teaching tomorrow. I have Optimum coming to put in all new boxes. So I hope you have a beautiful day and a beautiful weekend. Namaste.